today we'll be looking at, like I said, laziness and procrastination, impediment to your career and your business. Procrastination most times is confused with laziness. They are quite different. They are quite different. They are not exactly the same thing. But both of them could be detrimental, could be impediment to your goal, to your career, to your vision, and to your dream. Procrastination is an active process. You choose to do something else instead of doing what you know you should be doing. So you're supposed to do ABC, but because you are at that point, you are not willing to do that ABC. You just decide to go do what else you think is easier or what else you think is more convenient for you. In contrast, laziness is just sheer inactivity, and is the unwillingness to act, is the unwillingness to put in the effort that you need to put in to achieve your goal, even when you are able to do it. In some cases, a person's laziness can be, one of the driving forces behind their I would say, procrastination. So in a nutshell, laziness is a habit that is conditioned over time when we are persistently and we are consistently resisting the effort in preference of a strong desire to be idle. You just want to relax. I can't kill myself, please. I've tried, and you don't want to put in any effort. That is laziness. Nobody admits that they are lazy at all. Or you will not admit that you were terminated from your job because of your inaction, or because of poor attitude, or because of underperformance. Nobody will admit to that. There's always a reason why an unfavorable action was meted on somebody. It's either my boss does not like me, or this happened, or they just intimidated me, or they just did something to me. You will always, the people that are being reprimanded because of their laziness or because of their underperformance always find a good reason why that action was meted on them. Unfortunately, I've realized that laziness in children continue to adulthood most times because the parents, the guardian, or the loved ones have been condoning these excesses. They have been tolerating this laziness, and they've been providing for these people. Not long ago, somebody approached me. They were looking for a job she was looking for a job for her brother, and she sent me her brother's CV. So after reviewing the CV, I saw, okay, he had good grades, and yes, I wanted to have a chat with him first so I can know what exactly he wants to do, what he wants to do, what his interest is in. And then when I called him and I started talking to him, I realized that he worked somewhere for about 6 months before he left. So I wanted to know why he left that job. And he was like, they were always complaining to me. My boss did not like me. He was always complaining to me. I'm like, okay, so what happened? What was the problem? What was the reason? Because you will learn from your past mistakes or your past experiences, And he says, the place was far from his house. He was always going there too early. He would wake up early in the morning for like 2 hours. He's in traffic, and for how much safe? How much are they even paying him? What his earning was never up to 100,000. And when he was in school as an undergraduate, he was receiving even more than that 100,000. So why should he be stressing himself for one small money like this? And I was shocked. Seriously? So you're not even looking at the experience you are getting. And this was a well-defined, a well-structured organization. This able-bodied, young, handsome boy said he cannot work because the money they are paying him was too small. It was too small for him. It was too little for him to be waking up early in the morning to go. And when I talked to his sister, she was like, that is what they be saying. When he was in school, he's their last born. So by the time Auntie A gives him some money, Uncle B abroad sending money, so and so sending money. He has more than enough money. So right now he's out of job or out of work, and he's getting support from aunties, uncles, big sister, big brothers. So he's not looking at getting any job. And then for an entry level job in our Nigeria today, we all know what is looking like. You cannot get a job and be expected or be expecting to be paid 1 million naira per month. It's not possible. So that young man, the unfortunate thing is that he will not even be able to build his own business, because you have to be disciplined. You have to exhibit some kind of discipline before you can build your own business. Those kind of people end up looking out for a get rich quick scheme. There are many right now in the internet. They will tell you, put 100, invest 100,000, and you will get 500,000 naira in 5 minutes. One silly person sent me something ridiculous like that. In fact, most of these scammers, they hack people's Facebook account, people's WhatsApp group, and they post all these ridiculous, all these useless messages. So for somebody that is not prepared to work, somebody that is lazy, that is procrastinating, the person will end up falling a victim of all these scammers, all these unrealistic investment scheme. You see, even in the Bible, in the book of Proverbs 13:11, it says that wealth from a get rich quick scheme quickly disappears. So wealth from all these MMM looking kind of organizations, they will quickly disappear. Whereas wealth from hard work grows over time. That is what the Bible even says. So if you are looking at not doing anything, just staying and looking for your big brother or your big sister to give you money, unfortunately, doom is very close. So given what we know now, laziness typically comes across as a very passive behavior. You are inactive, you don't want to do anything. Whereas I would say procrastination, on the other hand, is rather hesitant. You are hesitant, you are reluctant to doing what you have to do because of fear of the unknown. Sometimes procrastination is a defensive mechanism, against things like obstacles. You're afraid of obstacles, you're afraid of difficulties you may occur, you're afraid of potential failures. Okay, I'm supposed to write these ICANN exams. I've heard that the exams are very, very, I would say, difficult, and because of that, you're afraid. Okay, go and register for these exams. Go and register to write it. You are delaying, you are procrastinating because of fear of potential failure. So all those things can be one of the reasons why people may procrastinate. And even criticism. You've done something in the past, and instead of it to be applauded or commended, you were criticized. So another time when an opportunity comes up, you are afraid or you are reluctant to take that step. All these could be some reasons why people may procrastinate. Most of us, one way or the other, we are falling victim to procrastination. Most times, if you are uncertain about your next action, or if you are afraid of the next step to take, procrastination is the perfect escape route. I myself here, I've used it a while ago. Sometimes there was a time when I was supposed to embark on a project, and I knew it was not going to be one of those easy ones. It was not going to be a walk in the park for me. And I started giving myself an excuse. Okay, I want to research more. I want to read more about the topic, and all this stuff. All this was just because I knew it's not going to be a very easy task. But I would say procrastination, most times you will be naturally riddled with guilt. We desperately want to do something, but you are holding back, and subsequently it makes us feel miserable. For me, when I start feeling guilty about not doing something, I take on it, I start doing it, I plan to do it immediately. That guilt comes with knowing that you're supposed to do it. But in laziness, when someone is lazy, on the other hand, laziness does not come with any source of guilt at all. You are just carefree, you are comfortable being idle. There's nothing like, oh, I should be doing this and I'm not doing that. That's one of the main difference between laziness and procrastination. So, what are the consequences of laziness? When you are lazy, when you are carefree about you don't do anything, you are not willing to put in the effort, you are stunting your career growth, and you are limiting your potentials. That's clear. When you lack passion, when you lack zeal in your business or in your job, you will certainly underdeliver, you will certainly underperform. And this is one of the major dream killers that people have, that we have. And that's one of the consequences of laziness. So to break this cycle of laziness and procrastination, in order to achieve your goal, you have to motivate yourself. You have to encourage yourself, whether you like what you're doing or not, whether you like waking up in the morning or not, whether it is raining or not. You just have to get yourself up, whether it is snowing wherever you are or not. You know that this is what you have to do, and you just get around it. You just start doing it. You just have to have the right mindset, and the right attitude to work. And also, you have to be focused. You have to be aggressive. Yes, you must have a goal. So if you don't have anything you're looking up to, or you don't have a goal for yourself, then you can easily just just relax in your laziness. But when you are motivating yourself, when you are focused, then you will be aggressive, you will be rugged, you will be dogged, you will be determined, you will be resilient. You will not just be comfortable being, being lazy or just staying in one place, being idle, because you can't afford to be a couch potato. Right now, when the world is moving astronomically, you are the master of your fate, and you are responsible for the choices you make in your life. Nobody is responsible for the choice you make. You are responsible. So if you choose to be lazy or not, the truth is that, well, like what Newton's third law says, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. In a nutshell, whatever you reap, you will sow. So if you choose to stay without doing any work, you will end up reaping what you sow. In your twilight days, when you are supposed to be relaxing, that is when you will be regretting all the actions that you've taken right now in your youth. Another way to break this laziness, to break this cycle of laziness, is you have to put in extraordinary passion in whatever that your goal is, what your dream is, and you will succeed. You will surely succeed if you have extraordinary passion, if you have the reason, if you have your why, your compelling why, if you know whatever it is that is pushing you, and then you are geared towards getting there, then of course you will be successful. So right now, I want to share some steps to overcome laziness and procrastination. The first thing that we should be doing is identify the reason for your feeling lazy or your being lazy and procrastinating. Your first objective is to determine why exactly you are feeling lazy. Why exactly are you lazy? Yes, you will have to determine that. Then you have to consider for a moment all the reasons why you fall into this laziness trap. And then you should also ask yourself this question. Number one, why exactly do I tend to indulge in laziness? Why am I like this? Why don't I want to do anything? That's one question. Then why am I bored? Or am I just simply bored? Am I just fatigued? Am I overwhelmed with whatever I'm doing? Am I under-inspired? Am I bored? All these reasons you should ask yourself, because it will tell you the reason, or it will give you clues to why you are procrastinating what you need to do. And also, another reason could be, am I afraid of something, or am I using laziness or procrastination as an avoidance mechanism? Like I said, if you are trying to avoid something, you just start postponing. I will do it tomorrow. You just enter into that cycle of laziness. So that's some of the reasons, some of the ways, or some of the questions you should be asking yourself. Then also, what specifically am I afraid of trying to avoid? What specifically are you afraid of, or what are you trying to avoid? You should know that thing. See, a problem known is half solved. So when you know exactly why you are postponing or procrastinating or just being lazy about something, then it will give you a clue on what to do. When you've identified the reasons behind your laziness, then you can now explore long-term consequences of your lazy habit. Like I mentioned, to every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if you choose not to do anything about your state, yes, if you choose to remain there, then obviously there's going to be a consequence to that action. And then the second step is to explore the long-term consequences. Now you ask yourself this question: how is my laziness hurting me or ruining my life? You ask yourself that question. Then also, what are the long-term consequences of continuing to indulge in your lazy habits? If you choose to indulge in that your lazy habit, what is the consequence? Let's assume you are working in an organization now, and you are in your mid late 40s. You have 10 years more before you retire. Let's assume you have a very good job, and then you have children that are just entering secondary school. Sometimes people get married in their late 30s, early 40s, and then you are working. You have a life ahead of you. You have to plan for your retirement, and then you know that, okay, I can't work in this organization for more than 10-15 years, and by the time I retire, I will still have bills to pay. Yes, I will still have bills or fees, school fees to pay. Now you plan to start a business. It could be a manufacturing business, a consulting business, whatever it is you are comfortable with, but you just let it be. Anytime, oh, I will start next year. Oh, I will start tomorrow. Oh, okay, I'm just trying to research it. Or, okay, I'm just trying to get the license to start. And you keep postponing and you keep postponing. Lo and behold, retirement comes, or you are even disengaged before your retirement date. There's a consequence to that, because you end up managing the little resource you have put together, or you can even go bankrupt. So what are the long-term consequences of continuing to indulge in procrastination or these lazy habits? When you identify it, one way down, one question, then you know where you are going to. And also, what are the opportunity costs? What could I potentially miss out because as a result of my procrastination? For instance, you are planning to get some of your professional certifications. You have the opportunity to do it now, but because of one thing or the other, you give yourself an excuse that you don't have the finance, you don't have the time, you don't have whatsoever. There will always be a reason for you not to start something. And an opportunity come for a better paying job, a better package that requires that certification or that professional certification that you did not get. You have missed out. That is a potential opportunity that you have lost. So when you consider all the long-term consequences, you are a step to being able to overcome all your challenges or all the setbacks that you would have if you continue to remain lazy, or if you continue to I would say procrastinate. Now, another step that you have to do is set achievable and challengeable goals. This is very, very true and very important. You will have to set achievable and challengeable goals. If your goals are far beyond your reach, if there's not something that you can achieve, then you would experience overwhelm. You will subsequently be use laziness as an escape route. So your goal must be achievable. However, they must not be too easy, because if you are too easy, you finish it on time, or you get back into your lazy clouds then, because the goal is not stimulating, it's not interesting, it's not challenging enough to keep you going. Pursuing easy goals can lead to boredom for some people that like high action items, which is one of the trigger of laziness. And people who are arbitrarily lazy, they don't have clear goals. They don't have clear goals. They don't know what they want. And for those that have goals, their goals are not inspiring enough. They're not inspiring enough, or they are not clear enough for them to achieve what they have to achieve. So you should ask yourself this question. These questions that you need to ask yourself when you're setting your goals is, one, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve? You should know what exactly you want to achieve. And what goals would stimulate or inspire you every day? What goals could become a passion project for you? When you have a project that you are passionate about, you will be motivated to continue to do exactly that which you are doing. So what is it? What goals would give you that passion, to push you, to make you continue? And what goals could be challenging enough and yet achievable? So it's challenging and it's achievable. It's not one of all those things that you just start and finish, and before you know, you get bored again. And why do you want to achieve those goals? What is your why? Is your why to get extra fund for your family? Is your why to just impart humanity? You must have a why. Some people, they just want to add value. They want to promote a particular cause, or support a particular cause. So you must have a why to your goals. Also, why is achieving these goals important for you? You must know why achieving those goals will be important for you, and what specifically is involved in achieving these goals. This is where many people lose it. They have nice goals, but they don't know how to get about it. At this point, you will have to plan, you have to research, and like I say, you will have to find a mentor. Your goal is to get to a particular level in your organization. Okay, you want to be, you are coming as a graduate trainee, you are looking at 5-10 years time to get to mid management or maybe top management, yes, as the case may be. And you set up your goals, or you don't even know how to get there. What you do is to find a mentor, or to research what qualifications do you need to have now to make you get there, or what things are you doing now that will be an impediment to your goal. If you just join an organization and you don't want to do anything, they give you some tasks, you do the barest minimum, nobody will want to use you next time. Nobody will want to ask you to do anything. They will rather go for somebody that is a top performer, because for what I realized in organization, for more work or for good work, you have more work. So you see people that are top performers, that are achievers, they get more and more challenging jobs. So if you are easily distracted, or you just lose focus, or you don't want to even put in your effort, or you feel, please, how much are they paying me that will make me do all these things? So if you have that mindset, you will not be able to achieve your goal in your organization or even in your business. Then again, what habits will I need to develop? What routine do I need to engage in that will set the tone for me to achieve this goal? Some people love to sleep. They can sleep for life, They wake up in the morning, maybe 10, 11 o'clock, then they do one or two things, they go back to bed because they have money coming from somewhere. See, if you have investment that's working for you, fine. But even if you have investments working for you and you don't plan, you don't manage your investment, you will lose out fast. That's just the truth. So for guys that are bright, that are sharp-minded, they don't just get a deal and just relax. They look for more opportunities to grow to I would say grow their finances. So you have to develop good routines that can help you achieve your goals. Is it waking up on time to do what you have to do? Is it reading more books? Is it, cutting out some unnecessary programs? You like football, that is fine, but you can't watch football for 24 hours a day. Yes, you like to watch your soap operas. Oh, it's okay, you can relax after a hard day's work, but you can't just sit down on your couch from morning till night watching one series to the other, Nollywood, Bollywood, and every whatever it is that you like. You can't do that for 24 hours a day. No way. So if you want to achieve some goals, or a goal, or whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life, you have to restructure your environment, you have to restructure your plan, you have to have a routine that will help you, that will enable you achieve your goal. And you will ask yourself this question: what key tasks will I need to accomplish these goals? You should have a list of deliverables. Number 1, number 2, number 3. This is what it is that I need to do. And you have to set timelines. If you do not have timelines for your goal, you will not accomplish anything. You will go back to procrastinating. I will do it today, I will do it tomorrow, I will do it next year. Okay, it will be in my New Year resolution. You will go over and over again. But if you have a timeline to your goals, then you will find a way to get it done. The fourth step is immediately take action in small ways. Don't look at taking a giant step. You can start with a small step. Yes. Once you set your goal and you outline the tasks you'll be focusing on, it's important to take action immediately without resistance. However, you must be sure that you take small steps, like I say. Take it little by little. Focus on one thing at a time in short bursts. This way, you won't feel so much pressure to perform, and then you will take things in a comfortable pace. This will help you achieve your long-term goal. You can ask yourself this question: what is a small thing can I do now that will draw me closer to my goal? Because when you look at the huge tasks ahead of you, it's easy to be overwhelmed. But when you take it one small step at a time, then you are drawing closer to your goal. And then you could ask yourself also, what are the things I can focus on in the next 10 to 15 minutes? So if you give yourself in a day, I want to focus on this for 10 minutes. I want to achieve this for 10, 15 minutes. You could give more time for that, depending on the kind of time you have or the kind of existing activities that you are engaged in. All these questions are important. All these questions are important to setting the tone and breaking and I would say breaking free from laziness and procrastination. All these questions, ask yourself pertinently: what do you have to do? What steps can you do? How do you intend to achieve all these things? When you have a plan for all these things, when you have a plan for your life, when you know first that you are just being lazy. Some people can admit it. Yes, I know I should be doing this, but I don't know, I'm just lazy for it now. Once you start feeling guilty, okay, I think this is the right time to start up, then that's a very good start. You follow these steps, and you will define a plan for yourself that would help you achieve your goal and will stop you from being lazy and just telling yourself, oh, I can't keep myself, I've tried. Yes, there are people that have tried over and over again to get one thing. Albert Einstein, they say he tried over 1,000 times before he could invent the light bulb. Most times people will try 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 times after they've given up. But when you keep persisting without procrastinating, when you keep persisting, then you will surely achieve your goal. You will build your business. You will grow or increase or improve in your career, and you will be a lot happier when you look back after all your journey. After all this while, after you have retired or after you have finished what it is that you think that you're doing, when you have achieved the set goals that you have put in place for yourself, you'll be happy. Now, finally, I want to advise you: do what you have to do now so that you can do what you want to do later. Embrace the pain now so that you can experience the pleasure later. You don't want to be walking around the clock when you are 60 or 70 years old. No, you want to relax there and enjoy the fruit of your labor. But if right now, when you should be laboring, you are slouching, you are sleeping, you will not be able to look back tomorrow with gladness in your heart, knowing fully well that you have achieved what you set out to do. So do what you have to do now. Work hard now so that you can relax tomorrow. Embrace the pain now so that you can experience the pleasure tomorrow. Proverbs 13:4 says, lazy people, they want to get much. They want to get much, but they get little. They want to get the whole world, but they end up getting little. But those that work hard will prosper. We all want to prosper. But sometimes some people do not want to work hard. They want the easiest way out. That will not work. Because even in the book of Joshua 1:3, God told Joshua, wherever the sole of your feet tread, that I will give you. So Joshua had to walk. He had to tread on his territory before he conquered, before he got what God promised to give him. You cannot just assume that you get everything when you are not ready to put in the work. In the book of Matthew 17:27, when the tax collectors came to ask Peter for Jesus' tax and his tax, Jesus told him, go and catch a fish, go and throw your line in the river, go to the lake of Galilee, go and catch a fish. When you open the fish mouth, you will find money. Jesus Christ could have miraculously produced the money, but because it's necessary to work, he knew it's necessary to work. Peter had to take an action. He had to walk. I'm sure the lake of Galilee was not in his back house. He had to walk somewhere. He had to walk to the sea to fish. He had to walk. He was even a fisherman before. He had to walk. He had to walk to get the money, to get what it is that he had to get. So don't expect that manna will drop from heaven on your lap. Sherries will not just drop on your lap. You have to take action to work. So instead of being lazy and procrastinating, today, take action. Instead of being lazy and procrastinating because of fear of the unknown, take an action no matter how small, no matter how minute, because slow motion is always better than no motion at all. It's better you are slow than not taking any action.